Well, hey everybody, welcome in the sewing room. I decided we'd do something with our Tilda fabrics today. And I've got out my Tilda book right here. Love this book. It's got so many cute things in it. We're eventually going to get to all of them, but it may be a while. Sewing by Heart. And it's got some of the cutest things in it. So, I mean, just really some of the absolute cutest things. And this is one I've been wanting to do for a while. It's so simple, so easy. It's a beehive pin cushion. Little pin cushion right there. Can y'all see that? Sitting on top of her head. And then right there they are. Aren't they cute? Trying to do this so y'all can see it good. Now then, you can see. I want to do this little pin cushion, and you need 14 fabrics. Got 13 Tilda fabrics, not 14. And my local quilt shop only carries certain. She's just started carrying it, so she just has like the wallflower collection. She doesn't have the older ones. So I've got a few of one of the older collections. I think this was Sunday Brunch, maybe, that I purchased in Knoxville, along with this one I purchased in Knoxville. The rest of these I've gotten over at Heavenly Stitches in Kingsport. But with all that being said, we're going to make this beehive pin cushion real quick, real simple, real easy. I upsized my template by 20%. So I copied this at 120% to add me a 1/4 inch seam allowance in here. You didn't really have to do that if you wanted to just stitch on these lines, and you could do that and peel it off and stitch and peel it off. But I wanted to upsize mine, so I did just that. There they are. Looking for these scissors. So I'm going to cut this out, just not completely, but just kind of sort of into my circle, and discard what I don't need there. So now you can see. And you'll have 7 layers of your pin cushion, 7 layers. So you want to start with your bottom layer, and you need 2 fabrics per layer, the way they have done it. So that is what I will do. It's 2 fabrics per layer. So I'm just going to lay this down on here and kind of sort of cut me a square out of this. All right, now then, I've kind of sort of got me a piece there, so I can kind of know what I'm doing. There's just something about all of her fabrics that just say countryside, warmth, home, love, something about her designs that I just absolutely adore. So here's one piece, and we'll add this green here. I bet I've already got a piece that's kind of sort of cut big enough. I do. Just need to cut this one in 2. These will also make great Christmas shop things, Christmas craft fair is what I'm trying to say. Christmas craft fair items. You want to lay them right sides together, just like this. And then, to save from having to make 7 copies of this, I intend to cut them out one at a time. And to do that, I'm going to put me just a tad bit of glue on the back here of my pattern piece, right around that outside edge. And I'm going to turn it over on these two pieces of fabric here. I'm going to pull that up there to the top edge. And any little scraps, like this, we shall put in our scrap bin. Now we are going to cut this out around this outside circle. Now remember, this has got our 1/4 inch seam allowance already added to it. So I'm cutting this out, and then I will sew it with a 1/4 inch seam. Guess I should bring y'all over here and turn you down here so you can really see good. Okay? I forget that you all are not just sitting right here on top of me all the time. I do kind of sort of forget that from time to time. If you want to use a rotary cutter to cut it out, you can. Use whatever suits you. This will go down there into the scraps. Now then, this is our bottom layer right there. Lay it right there. That's the bottom. Now then, we need 2 more. And we'll just grab these 2 right here. Should be one more. Yeah, there it is. I started to say I'm missing one. But we'll do these 2 next. And you could use quilted pieces that you have just stitched together. Come in here with just a little bit of glue around that outer edge to hold that in place. Lay this down here so that you've got room around it. Okay. Now then we've got to get our piece. I'm just going to toss that over there. We'll get it in a minute. Got to get this one that goes with it. If you have pre-cut 10-inch squares, that would be perfect for this. I do not have any. I do like my pre-cuts though, but I have not seen any affordable ones lately. So I've not purchased any. I like to get them when they are on sale or somebody's destashing them on Facebook or something like that. All right, now this one we're going to turn just like we did the other. Just like this. And we're going to cut it out. But I'm coming in to the next circle. Okay? Cutting in on the next circle. And I'm going to continue doing this until I have them all cut out. And then I'll be back with you. All right, it's been a few minutes, a few days. I don't know how many days, but it's been a while. I've done some other things in the meantime with you all, but I needed to get some stuffing for our pincushion. I didn't have enough. So we're back to our beehive pincushion that's in our Sewing by Heart Tilda book. I just think it's just cute as it can be. And it actually even comes with a little bee you can make. And you know what? We might just make that little bee too, because he's cute. Easy peasy little bee. Because otherwise it looks like a bunch of inner tubes stacked up. So we've got to put our bee on the side. And we'll do that in a minute. All right. We've got all of our pieces cut out. And they're all laying together, pretty sides together. And what you want to do is you want to go over there to your machine and lay these pretty sides together. This one's not. I need to turn that. And you want to stitch all the way around. Do not leave anything open to turn it. You want to stitch it all the way around, okay? All the way on each one of them. And you should have, is it 7? I don't even remember now. It's been a minute. Told you. It's been a minute. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 little circles. And you want to sew them all together, all the way around, using a 1/4 inch seam, all the way around. And I'm going to sew mine, and then I'll come back and I'll show you our next step, okay? Okie doke. Now then, we've got all of our little circles sewn all the way around. Easy peasy. Now then, you've got a decision to make on your top and your bottom circles. Which one do you want to go up? Which pattern? Which one do you want to go down? Okay? These are the only two you have to make that decision on. The one that goes on the very bottom and the one that goes on the very top. Okay? And I don't really care. So I'm going to cut mine. You want to pull it like this, because you do not want to cut through both. You just want to cut through one layer. Okay? So you want to pull them to where they're like this. Okay? You want to pull them where they're apart. Then you want to snip whichever one you want to be toward the inside. On the bottom one, it will be your top, and on the top one, it will be the bottom, because we've got to hide all of our little seams, okay? So, and you just want to put your snip in it, just like that. Then you want to turn it right side out. First, I think I'm going to take my pinking shears, and I'm going to go around it. Set y'all over here so I can see what you can see what I can see what you can see. And I'm just going to trim it just a little bit in there. Trim off any excess and take a little bit, if you're using your pinking shears, that just takes a little bit of excess fabric out of that seam, and it'll turn better, okay? So I'm going to do that with all of mine. And then you're going to turn them. Just turn it right side out. Just like so. Use your stick. This is just a chopstick, y'all. Nothing fancy. Just a chopstick. All right. I'm going to take them over there and press them in a minute. Although I don't know that it's necessary because you're going to stuff it. But I might not. We'll see. Right now, I'm going to go around each one of them with the pinking shears and trim off this excess and get it to where that they will turn just a little wee bit better. Okie doke. Now then, got them all turned and ready to stuff. All right. So what you want to do, and I'm reading the instructions here. It says, start with the largest circle. We've already done all that. Now then, you want to start and you want to sew this together as you stuff it. Okay? To avoid the beehive looking just like a stack of stuff, you don't stuff the middle as much as you do the outer parts. Okay? So, that's what we're going to do. So you need a needle and thread, which I have right here. And I've run that through my beeswax and everything. I've got it ready to go. So I'm going to start with the largest one. Got me some stuffing. It's just polyfill. And I always kind of fluff mine just a little bit. I am going to cut this slit just a tiny bit bigger, so I can get that in there good. And you want to start putting it around the outer edge, okay? You can use your fingers and your chopstick to do that. Because you want these to kind of be flat, not real pillowy. Kind of want them to end up being flat, kind of like that. See? So I'm going to stuff a whole bunch of it in there, and then I'm going to take my needle and my thread, and I'm going to go around it, kind of push it to the outside. So you want to make sure the outside is stuffed very well. Okay, you don't want these little, what I call little divots in there. And your polyfill will also come with a stick. It should come with a stick to stuff with. So you want it to look like this, but you don't want those little divots in there. Okay, you want it to look like this. See that? You don't want it to look like this. So I need more stuffing. I need that stuffing to go to the outside. So maybe what I'm going to do is just do this right here and start to sew it. Okay, as I go around. So I'm just going to come in here and tie it together just like so. And then I'm going to push my stuffing and I'm just going to start to sew it. Just down and up. Just kind of coming around in a circle right here. See how that does that? Just pulls it. Then you just want to push your stuffing out there. So you got plenty of stuffing. Get that pulled out, pushed out very well. You just want to keep going, okay? Okay, I've got them sewn around and you can see there's a hole there, there's a hole there. But when you get it all finished, you'll never see these holes, okay? They're all covered up on the inside of the beehive, okay? Now we've got to make our bumblebee. We'll stick our needle right there. And I've just pulled out some scraps here. Bring y'all over here so you can see a little bit better. I just pulled out some scraps right here. And I just printed this out of the book. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to stitch right along this edge, just like if I were paper piecing. Same thing with my wings right here. I'm going to stitch right around the edges. And I'm going to do the top of my wings this color and the bottom with this because I have enough to cut it. I didn't want to cut into my yardage just for a piece this size, literally. So we're going to make do with what we have. Then we're going to come back and we're going to put our little beehive all together, and it is so cute. All right, here are our little wings right here. Two different fabrics, but that's fine. I'm going to take these back over there to the machine, and I'm going to stitch this closed right down through here where I turned them. These have no stuffing in them, okay? These do not have stuffing in them. Our little bee body has stuffing in it, okay? And I'm probably just going to put me a dop of glue right there and glue that closed, because I got the glue right here. Let's see how well this works. Y'all, it may not work, but we're going to give it a good honest effort right here. I don't want to make a big mess out of it. Okay, well, that worked. Good enough for me anyway. If I were selling it or something, then I probably would have stitched it. But it'll be fine just to stick right there. All right, let me go sew these up, and I'll be right back. Okay, here's our little body, our little bee's body right here. And here are his little wings. Now then, we've got to put his little wings on here. This is his tail, I guess. That's his stinger. It doesn't look like the picture at all, but I used the pattern. So, you know, who knows? So, ow, 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 ow. Be careful if using hot glue. You'll burn your fingers off. Dang it. That's hot as blazes, and it stuck to my finger. Blistered it, and now it's come up. Let me go doctor and first aid my finger here, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Couldn't find a Band-Aid, so I got some gauze and Scotch tape. It's burning like fire, y'all. So my disclaimer for this video is, if using hot glue, be very, very, very careful, because you will burn yourself in a second. You will. And it's not, I mean, it burns and it keeps burning. I did get all the glue, but it pulled the whole layer of skin off too. So now then, we've got to glue these up. So here we go. Be careful, because you will burn yourself. Okay, here we go. Putting this kind of to the inside. Y'all be careful, careful, careful when you are working with hot glue. I'm just telling you, my finger is still burning. It'll probably burn till morning, because it is hot as the devil. It really, really is. I did not sew up the center of these because I did not see the need to do that. I just left them. And we got two more. All right, now this one does not have the circle. It's just completely stuffed, and it's our top, okay? And it goes right in the middle here. Just like that. And then we got to put our bee on it. I'm going to come in here and put a little bit more around this edge of this one and push it down good. Because I want that to... All right, now let's put our little bee on here so we know that it's a beehive. Put him on right like that. Now look at that. Isn't that cute? I'm going to stick some pins in my bee to hold him on there. There. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Look, our little beehive. And it bit me. The bee stung me. It sure did. That bee stung me. I was fixing him a nice little home and he stung the whiz out of me. He sure did. He's not a very nice little bee, is he, after I made him a little home? Your little bee, if you are so inclined to use your crushed walnut shells or something like that to sharpen your pins, that's the perfect place to put that, is to stuff your little bee with that. And then you can stick them in and out of that to sharpen them, clean them. But there's our little beehive pincushion, and I think it's adorable. There were times during the making of this that I had my doubts. I was really wondering, like, this is not going to look like theirs, but it does. It turned out, and it looks like theirs. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So y'all go make you a beehive. It's cute. Put it on your head like a hat. You can wear it as a Halloween hat, I guess you could. It's cute. He's cute, 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 cute. All right, we're going to do another video here in just a few minutes. I got to get this cleaned up, get everything together for the next one. And if y'all have not hit the subscribe button, please do so. It means so much to me and helps me out. Hit the like button. That tells YouTube you like this kind of videos. And it also tells YouTube that you like my videos. So it shows them to more people. And leave me some comments. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.